and the YouTube world and beyond. You already know who it is, and you already know what it is. It's the OutLIer B, and I'm right back up at you cats with a whole nother video, man. So how you cats doing today, brothers? How is you doing? I'm straight, man. I'm straight. My camera a little messed up. Let me go straighten this out right now, man, before we even get deep. Let me clean it off. Did that do it? Did it? All right, let me do some more, man. All right, I think we good now. So what up, y'all? How you feeling? How was y'all night last night? My night was straight, my people. My night was straight. Went to bed pretty early. And I woke up this morning an hour earlier than what I normally wake up. It was very productive. Very productive already. So I went to bed early last night. Woke up about 1:30 a.m. this morning, y'all. 1:30 a.m. Got up, was very productive. I finished the script that I was writing the night before and throughout the day. Fell asleep listening to a few videos about the topic that I'm going to release a video on either later on tonight or early tomorrow. But it's a very interesting thing which happened in New York, y'all. We speaking about that blackout of 1977. The 1977 blackout that happened out here in New York City, y'all. This one was a little bit before my time. A little bit before my time. I will be born 3 years later in 1980. But this one in 1977 was a crazy time, y'all. A crazy time. So many things went down out here in the city. They have video archives of it. You could read in the papers what happened on that crazy night. I think it was like 25 hours of madness, my people. We got somebody on the check-in. They said, hi, who we got here? We got brother Tobias. Oh, Tobias, I ain't see you in a minute, man. How you been? Brother Tobias, how you been? I ain't see you in a minute, man. Where you been? Where you been? You know? We got 9 people on that check-in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If this is something that you're into. And what is this? This ain't nothing big, man. Just a cat who walks to work every single day. And we speak about the things that's happening in life, y'all. Things that's happening in life. So it's Wednesday, man. Hump day. Wednesday, hump day. It's a weird time in the week, man. You could change it, man. You know? And if you ain't doing anything that you planned out to do earlier during the week, hump day is a perfect day to change it. You know, you could be productive today on Wednesday, be productive on Thursday, and productive on Friday, and then enjoy your weekend. That's the type of dude who I've been, man. You know, they call those people you work hard and you play hard. You work hard and you play hard. I used to do that back in the day. But yeah, I'm 46, ain't too much of that playing hard as much going on. You know, I consider playing hard something different now. You feel me? We got Victoria on the check-in. Said, yo, how you doing, Victoria? She said, hi, how you feeling? What's going on with you? Where you checking in from? What time is it? Where you at? And what you got planned for the week, man? You know, we got somebody else on the check-in. Who's that? Kingston said, hi, what up, Kingston? How you feeling? How is you? You know, we got 17 people checking. Y'all already know what it is, man. Hit that like button. You feel me? Hit that like button. We are beautiful Freeport, New York. This is Freeport, Long Island, a suburb of New York City, my people. Suburb of New York City. My girl said it's 4:37. All right, so you're on the East Coast, just like me. What part of the East Coast are you checking in from? What part of the East Coast are you checking in from? Kingston asked me, where am I? I'm in Freeport, New York. Freeport, New York. This is a suburb of New York City. We're about a half an hour away from Queens. We're about, what, 45 minutes to an hour away from Manhattan. Not too far away from the city, you feel me? I'm in Freeport. We got a few people from Freeport that y'all may know of, like Flavor Flav, he's from Freeport. He's from down the block. If you keep walking that way. And then down the block from that, you got Chuck D. He's from the Roosevelt. So shout out to all my people in the Velt Villains. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to everybody in Freeport, the Port Knox, the Freeport Rebels. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is, man. But yeah, it's hump day, man. Hump day. What y'all plan out to do for the week, man? What you plan to achieve for the week, yo? You feel me? What you say? Somebody said you can guess where I'm from. Kingston. We from Jamaica. Where you from? Jamaica. I would suggest Jamaica. From Kingston, Jamaica. Am I reading it right? Yeah, Kingston. Okay. Yeah, Kingston. I never been to Jamaica, man. Never been to Jamaica. That is definitely a place I want to go to, is Jamaica. But in New York, man, sometimes you feel like you already in Jamaica. You got these neighborhoods out here in New York that's just like so diverse. I used to live in East Flatbush out there in Brooklyn. And they literally changed the name of the neighborhood to Little Haiti. Like the stop where I used to get off at. They literally changed the name to Little Haiti. Now, I'm in America, my people. America. My people from the South, you feel me? My people from the South. But out there, like if you didn't speak Creole, it was hard to get by. Because everybody, they just assume that you Haitian. So people walk up to you speaking Creole. A lot of the restaurants ran by a bunch of Haitians. You know, you got a lot of Jamaican restaurants over there. And, you know, it's just like you put in front of a whole different group of people, you know, and it's kind of like culture shock, especially if you're from a place like Long Island. Growing up in Hempstead, we had a bunch of different nationalities around us, but in the 80s and early 90s, it was really a lot of African Americans. Like my neighborhood, we had a bunch of people from the South, you know, people from like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, places like that. And it's funny because my grandparents moved up to New York. So my mother was actually born in the South, but they moved up here when they were kids. And where I grew up at, they knew a lot of people that came from North Carolina just like them. So they established like a little community themselves with a bunch of people from the South, you feel me? We got somebody else on the check-in that's at Indonesia this afternoon. All right, shout out to the people in Indonesia. We got people checking in worldwide. He says the afternoon out there in Indonesia. What you do today so far? What you do today? We got somebody else on the check-in said, hey, Tabby, what's going on, Tabby? How you feeling? Where you checking in from, Tabby? What you got planned for the day? What you got planned from the day? She says she's from New York. What part of New York you from? What part of New York are you from? I'm out here in Freeport right here. This is Long Island, Nassau County, Long Island. Nassau County, Long Island, you did? Yeah. So what y'all got planned for today, man? You know, I was doing a lot of thinking last night. It gave me a lot of inspiration to wake up and work on that video I was telling y'all about that's going to drop. I keep telling y'all got to, instead of just always watching the lives, I definitely appreciate y'all watching the lives, chilling with me, talking to me. I definitely appreciate that. But y'all got to subscribe and go check those videos, man. I got about, you know, since I changed the format, I probably got about 3 or 4 videos where I'm speaking about like David Dinkins. I'm speaking about the copycat killer, straight from where you from. You feel me, Tabby? Straight from where you from, Brooklyn. He's from East New York. The Zodiac, he's like a copycat dude from the Zodiac that was out there operating in California. And he's from East New York, yo. He had the city on smash like in the early 90s, y'all. Early 90s. My girl Tabby came on and said, you seem so nice. Thank you, Tabby. Thank you, you know? Thank you, you know? If you like that, man, if you like the vibe, I'm telling you, go watch some videos, man. You know? You learn you something, put it on. When you're going to sleep, you might learn you something, got nice music playing in the background. We telling some interesting stories about New Yorkers like David Dinkins. Were you around when David Dinkins was around? This was back in the 90s. I'm also speaking, you know, stuff like that, man. I got a video coming out today or tomorrow speaking about the blackout in 77. The blackout in 77. It was crazy out here, you know? So we talk about stuff like that. But yeah, I was inspired, man. Very, very, very inspired this morning. Because I'm telling y'all, man, I harp on time. But I'm telling y'all, man, time is something that you can never, ever, ever get back, yo. Can never get back, kid. And I really think happiness is going to be defined by how you spend your time. So if you could look back on your days and say, damn, I made good use of that time. That time was used pushing me closer to the things that I want. Then, you know, I'll say you'll look back from your future. In the future, you'll look back on what you did in the past and be like, yo, it was really worth it, man. It was really, really, really worth it, you know? And a lot of times we got to get real with ourselves, son. You know, Tabby says she'll watch the videos. Thanks, Tabby. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that, you know? Definitely appreciate that. Yeah. So perfect example is this morning. This morning, I woke up 1:30, felt no type of way about it, laid the vocals for my video. Throughout the day, I'll be editing it, putting the music and the sound effects and things behind it. And when I look back on that on Friday, I'm going to be like, you know what, B? You spent your Wednesday doing something that you really wanted to do. You feel me? And I think that's really what matters, man. That's really what matters. And I could see myself doing this when I retire, y'all. I can see myself doing this when I retire. You know, it's like you find certain things that you like to do, and then you want to do it, man. You definitely want to do it, you know? And it feels good. It definitely feels good. So this morning we was very, very, very productive, man. Now I'm on my way to work, man. On my way to work to deal with this craziness in the office, man. This craziness in the office, yo. To deal with the craziness in the office. Why I call it craziness? Because, man, it's just too many people showing off, yo. Like, work is wild, yo. At this level, work gets real, real, real wild, you know? It's really, don't even really be about the work, yo. The work is simple. The work is cool. But it's about egos, people trying to protect themselves, people trying to seem more important than what they are. It just creates a situation where adults act like kids, man. I've never, ever, ever seen anything like this before. Never seen anything like this before. So as a result, I'm like, man, this world ain't for me, man. Corporate world ain't for me, kid. I can't do it. I can't do the corporate thing, man. You know, can't do it. So we putting that time back in ourselves, y'all. Putting that time back in ourselves, you know. And I suggest that you guys do it too, man. Suggest that you guys do it too. I always say that, you know, life is like this, man. Life is like this, especially coming from my community. I could break things down. I think the truth always gonna be somewhere in the middle, my people. The truth is always going to be someplace in the middle. So there's always a battle between working a 9-to-5 and having a boss, or going into entrepreneurship. And I think that the truth is always going to be in the middle, because honestly, everybody is not a business owner. Everybody's not going to be a business owner, man. You know, and everybody not going to be able to take instructions. So we can't just speak in absolutes, you know. We can't just speak in absolutes. But for the most part, and for most people, the best entrepreneurs, or most people who are going to be entrepreneurs, are going to be people who work their way through the system. You feel me? They started from the bottom. They see how the system works. They're looking at some of the deficiencies of the system, or they may have an idealistic view of how they want things to run, and they'll push that and push that going forward. But there's no shortcut for that experience that you gain coming up. So for example, let's say you get into an industry early, around like 22 years old. It may take you 30 years till you 50 to really see the system and to see where the holes are and to get in where you fit in and to get in where you fit in. And I think that that's the organic way. And that's the way that most people seem to see things, you know. We have public, we have what's the name, you know, all this YouTube and social media and things like that, and they pushing these shortcuts, you know. So someone like a Dame Dash, well, I rock with Dame Dash, you feel me? I really, really, really rock with Dame Dash, and I like Dame Dash to a certain extent. But for him to always push, okay, this, that people from Harlem didn't do this, and people from Harlem didn't do that. Listen, man, was like a LeBron, like a Jordan, you know. So for you, that stuff may seem easy and instinctive, but everybody ain't a LeBron, man. And most people got to come up and see the system. And I'm looking at these young kids nowadays repeating a lot of this stuff that Dame and a lot of these guys come up with because it sounds cool. It sounds cool, but that's not really the way reality works. So I got a little cousin who he's going into the 11th grade right now. He really believes that he's just gonna go into the job market and make 100,000. He thinks, you know, oh, I'm just gonna get into plumbing, listening to these things on the internet. I'm just gonna do this and do that, and then this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Nah, bro. You got to get in where you fit in, crawl before you walk, learn the system, you know? Don't be jumping stuff, man. Don't be jumping. And I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. I mentioned about people stunting and fronting and having insecurities at work. Listen, man, I see so many people do the same thing at work. They just looking for the salary. They talking about the salary and looking for the salary. And that's cool. But check this out. I'll take $15,000 less a year to know my job and know that I'm good at my job than to be looking behind my back and always being defensive because somebody might find out that my credentials don't stack up. And if I could go to a place that's worth $20,000 for me to go into a place, be comfortable and know my job and not stress and lose hair, not looking old, that's worth $20,000 for me, man. You know, some people go for a $20,000 a year raise, but then they're getting into a position where they don't know too much. They're scared of people asking them questions. They hate going to their job. Ain't no way to live, bro, just for some money. You feel me? We got my boy, some guy, Num83 said, bro, walking. Yeah, I'm walking, man. I'm walking. Mr. Kent said, hi, what's going on, Mr. Kent? 79, Mr. Kent. I know Kent Hovind. You know who Kent Hovind is? Kent Hovind, a funny dude, son. You know? Kent Hovind is a funny dude. But I'm done. I'm done preaching. You know, we could talk regular now. I'm done preaching. That was my message for the day, y'all. That was my message. But Kent, you know Kent Hovind, yo? This is one of the funniest cats on the internet, son. He's a young earth creationist. Y'all ever hear those young earth creationists? These guys who literally, they accept the Bible as a literal translation of truth. So they'll look at Genesis and they'll say that, oh, this is the way that the earth really came to be. Taking the Bible literally. And this dude, like, I respect him because he's a straight up debater, y'all. Straight up debater. Like, if you make a statement with Kent, you're gonna have to have scientific studies that state that. Kent know the questions to ask. He know how to create doubt. That dude is like a great debater, son. I really rock with Kent. I really, really, really rock with Kent. And the funniest thing happens when he gets into debates with ultra intelligent / scientific minds. And they could never, I mean, if you're looking at just the facts, then of course, the scientist is gonna win. But when it comes to attracting what humans feel, A lot of them will say that Ken Hovind won debates, because debates is more about feelings than it is about the facts. You feel me? So I just be watching them get everybody so frustrated. You know what I mean? Everybody's so frustrated. But that dude helped me establish my style. You feel me? Establish my style. I ain't trying to be out here sounding all intelligent for people, you know, using big words and all of that other stuff, but can't break it down in layman's terms. I ain't, you know, I ain't one of them dudes. And that be those dudes that try to battle Kent, and Kent be out there making them look like fools, man. They get all frustrated. It's the funniest thing ever, you know what I mean? The funniest thing ever. Yeah. But we pulling up at the end of this walk. It is 4:53. 7-Eleven is right there, my people. Y'all know how I do. I'm about to go make me my black coffee, green tea, my tea. I'm about to make my green tea with nothing in it, man. Green tea with nothing in it. But we up out here, man. Thanks everybody for checking in. Thanks everybody who subscribed. Keep an eye on the page, my people. You already know what it is. It's your boy B. Peace out, y'all. Yeah.